AskReddit. What is the smallest thing that makes you lose your temper immediately? Someone telling me to go do something that I was going to do anyway. If you tell me to go do the dishes as I'm walking to go do them, I no longer want to do the dishes. I have no idea why this makes me as enraged as it does. When I bite into a delicious sandwich and all the insides fall out of the other end, I call this sandwich rage. Talking over me. I get that it's a cultural thing for some people. In some families you never get heard at all unless you talk over your family members, but doing it in regular conversation is just enraging. Also condescension. Call me son or honey one more time, asshole. When someone's talking and trying to give instructions, but everyone else is just talking among themselves. Maybe it's a holdout from my military days, but nothing makes me flip faster than this. I was constantly on a hair trigger when I left the military to pursue a degree because of the sheer disrespect some kids show to the professors. Motherfuckers turning without putting on the goddamn turn signals. I never understood why it was a thing my dad raged about constantly, but now when I'm driving, I'm worse than him. I don't even say anything. When I pass I stare them right in the eyes, letting them know that I wish them and their entire family crash into the midget and burn on gasoline. When standing in line at a store and the person behind you is ramming into you with their shopping cart or standing way too close. Seriously, personal space, you pushing me won't make the line go any faster. Just hearing the word collaboration or the words group assignment. I bought a smartwatch a while ago, and you can now measure how many times I hear these terms a day by when my heart rate jumped up 50%. When an adult throws a tantrum to get what they want and succeed. For example, when someone tries to return something without a receipt and the manager says they can't accept their return. So the person starts making a scene and the manager gives in. Nothing pisses me off more than people getting away with stuff when they know they're in the wrong. This morning, I got a bag of popcorn out of the vending machine at work, opened it too fast and shot popcorn all over the floor. For a good 7 seconds, I thought about just going home and quitting my job from bed. When someone can't grasp that something isn't as obvious to me as it is to them, simply because I can't read their minds, I don't know their whole life story, or I don't have the same educational background, or the same interests. Things not staying where I put them. For example, if I hang a towel and it just immediately decides to slide off, or I put my spoon down in my ice cream, but because it's still almost full the spoon just tips over and falls out. Like, your inanimate fucking objects don't just fucking up and decide to do some random ass bullshit that makes me have to go and pick shit up or clean the floor. While working at Subway, it bothers me when people say you can get me instead of can you get me. I think it's just the gesture of asking that I appreciate, so when someone doesn't it throws me off. I'm a large human being. I'm 6 feet 2 inches and very broad shouldered. I'm also weirdly shaped. I'm taller from hip to head than hips 2 feet. The world has not been engineered in my favor. It's been impossible to find a car that's comfortable to drive until I finally gave up and bought a disgustingly large SUV. The reason it was hard finding a car is because I'd sit my ass down in the seat and crack my head on the roof as I tried to get in. Finally found a Ford Expedition where I only have to duck my head a tiny bit to get in. Clothing is impossible, especially shirts. When you start going up in the XXXL sizes, ones that fit comfortable across my shoulders, I feel like I'm swimming in. If the below the shoulders part fits well, it's way too tight across my shoulders. Those are just 2 tiny examples, and at 53 I'm starting to rage at the fact that the world is just not built for me. I can't go through a normal household doorway without turning my shoulders. It's annoying as fuck after all this time. I have incredibly wide feet. The only shoes are comfortable long germ, plus 8 hours a day are Birkenstocks, and those aren't exactly professional attire. So, basically, I spend a great deal of my life very uncomfortable, and I'm damn tired of it. When someone tells me I'll grow out of not wanting kids, especially if it comes up in conversation, I always preface it with I appreciate that I might not feel the same way in 10 years, but at the moment I don't see myself ever having kids, and honestly 70% of the time they still say oh one day you'll feel different / you'll grow up eventually. I am a 24-year-old woman and I have never had a maternal instinct in my life. Jesus. I'm okay. I'm good. When a roommate takes something of yours unannounced, like a beer from your 6-pack, or a big scoop out of your peanut butter jar. Nothing huge, but just enough to know that they took something from you without asking. People who try to converse with you and still go on their phone. So when they're halfway through a sentence they'll be distracted by their phone and won't answer, or when you have to repeat herself like 5 times because they were too distracted. Like, just pick one. Talk to me or the phone. I'd heck if they choose the phone, but like don't talk to me if you're gonna waste my time like that. When my neighbor knocks on my door, he's always asking to borrow something or trying to get me to do him favors or something else weird, and he doesn't take the hint if I don't answer after a minute. I'm over being neighborly to this guy. People asking for my help and then questioning the manner in which I provide it. Like, I remember when I was younger my mum would ask me to load the dishwasher, but then give me shit cause I didn't do it exactly like she did. And keep in mind I'm not some imbecile who doesn't know how to load a dishwasher. They exist and they are infuriating, but she'd bitch at me for putting the spoons where she usually put the forks or some other minute bullshit like that. Now it usually only happens when I'm giving someone a ride and they question the route or my driving and traffic skills. I lose my shit on people if they do that. I've told more than one to get out and walk if they don't like it. People pulling into the apt complex with their stereo all the way up. Guy with a ricer just revs his engine constantly when he enters or leaves the complex. It's like a 20-year-old Civic. Guy that revs his bike constantly. Reminds me of the South Park episode. People trying to convince me something is true without proper references. This one time someone tried to convince me that entire country of Russia lies in Asia by using a map with no country borders on it, just differently painted continents. When whatever you're about to do gets derailed by technology. Want to watch a movie? Well, the Chromecast won't connect, the subtitles are wrong, the audio is offset by 200 ms, the Bluetooth speaker ran out of battery, and the internet just went down. Fine, I guess I'll just play a video game instead. Well, there's a 15 GB update, and it made the game laggy. Also the servers are having connection issues, and matchmaking is broken. Damn it, alright, I'll just go for a walk and play some music. Except the Bluetooth headphones won't pair today and Spotify is stuck in offline mode. I just wanted to relax, but now it's 10 PM and I've spent my entire evening angrily troubleshooting stuff. This is why I tend to avoid technology as much as possible. It replaces predictable inconveniences with unpredictable problems. Everything is broken and nobody cares. Even my Todo app is giving me trouble these days. People who use speakerphone in public. Also, the especially shitty subgroup of people who blast music from their phone / Bluetooth speaker in public instead of using headphones. Bruh, this that shit you ain't never heard before. Yeah, and now I long to return to such an idyllic time. People being late or unprepared. If I say I want to leave the house at 5 PM to go get groceries, I don't mean get ready to leave at 5 PM. I mean I want to be walking out the door. Losing 15 minutes in the grand scheme of things isn't a huge deal, but I just feel so disrespected if my time is wasted like that. Rudeness. Life is already hard enough without everyone treating each other with no respect. Backquote please and backquote thank you cost nothing. Waiting for others to exit public transport before you enter is common courtesy. Not barging into people whilst you're walking, etc. In a similar vein, I'm a Brit who has recently moved countries. The people here are noticeably less polite than in England, verging on rude, and do not exchange pleasantries with strangers. Someone smiled back at me in passing in a supermarket today, and I felt my whole body feel more at ease here than it has in a while. That sounds dramatic, but I suffer with anxiety and depression, and it's amazing how the kindness or lack thereof of strangers can impact one's life experience.